Yes, well, good afternoon there. My name is Maya Wagundele. Welcome to our hangout where we'll be discussing the new opposition. You can join the conversation on Twitter by sending your tweets via hashtag the new opposition. Basically, we're going to find out, or we're going to try to find out which political party in Nigeria will form the new opposition. Would it be the PDP, the ex-ruling party? Would it be Koa party? Would it be Labour Party? There's so many parties out there. Would it be APGA? Basically, that's what we're going to be finding out this afternoon on the Hangout. I have with me Benga Olorunkomi, who's in Lagos, I believe. Benga,
Hi,
you?
Noah.
Okay, great. I also have Kenneth Kolo, who is in Abuja. Please do confirm that.
Yes, I am in Abuja. Good afternoon, Noah.
All right, great. Thank you so much for joining. Benga, I'll start off with you.
Okay.
And basically, what do you think? Which party do you think is strong enough, or maybe before we even go there, can you do a quick assessment of the major political parties aside from the APC? Can you just maybe two or three of them, like a quick assessment of their strength and structure?
Okay. I'm not an expert in this or anything, but the the one party that of all the opposition parties that we have right now, that one can say with any certainty that has any kind of structure on ground is the PDP, and that's because it has been the party in power for the past 16 years. It has set itself up as the biggest, said to be the biggest party in Africa, though that was highly contested in the last election. It's said to have a representation in every ward in the country, which I do not doubt. Its logo is easily the most recognizable logo in Nigeria, so one of the most recognizable logos in Nigeria. So I would say that that is a party that should lead the opposition uh, in the next 4 years. The other party that comes to mind is Kowa Party, and that's because it has a few technocrats within its ranks. Some of them have done business, if I'm allowed to use that term, with the APC. An example is the former running mate to the former presidential candidate of the APC, that's Fola Adeola, the founder of GTV, and also their past presidential candidate. And yeah, Labour Party itself has also had a few mentions as an opposition party, uh, though it's always found itself uh, being in bed with the ruling party at the time. And we also have ABGA, which draws its strength from the southeast, and one currently has a governor in its corner, though I believe that it was robbed in Abia State, where I think with the proper election tribunal, it's going to gain back into its fold. So those are the major parties, as I see it at this time, are the opposition parties to the ruling APC.
All right, thank you very much, Benga. Before we go ahead, we've been joined by a new caller, Kunle Alabi. Good afternoon, Kunle. Please unmute yourself. Hello, Kunle, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please unmute yourself. And please do tell me where you're calling from.
Sorry, I'm on call. That was the reason you couldn't hear me. I'm Kunle. I'm calling from Glasgow.
Glasgow. Thank you so much for joining the Hangout. Can you tell me your Twitter handle if you have one?
My Twitter.
Yes, your Twitter handle.
All right, and that is Kunle King 00.
Kunle King 00.
Yeah, 00.
Thank you so much. So I'll be back to take your opening remarks, but let me go to Kenneth, who is in Abuja, Nigeria. Hello, Kenneth. Kenneth, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. Well, it's pretty dark.
Yes,
I
I can
can't see
hear
your
you.
face and I can't see your picture. Which is which?
Is it that dark?
Yes, actually, it's just black. I can't see anything.
Mm. Okay, you should see me
Okay.
now. My
Yes,
cam
sir.
was off.
Okay, great. Yeah, so very quickly, Kenneth, Gwinga already gave us a brief overview of the top political parties, quote unquote. What is your take?
My take, well, first of all, I'm not a political analyst, neither am I a political scientist. Whatever I say here is my own opinion, and I hold strongly to them. My belief is that Nigeria at the moment is a two-party system. The PDP in power with its subsidiaries, and then the other small parties that came together to form a stronger, bigger opposition, which is now in power, the APC. And if you ask me why, I would say the PDP is there, and then you've got the ABGA and the Labour Party as its subsidiaries. Whether we like it or not, that is the way I see them. And if you're talking about any party being strong enough to become an opposition to the party that's currently in power, I would say it's easy. The PDP should sit down and call its subsidiaries to join up with it and become a one stronger party. Let the ABGA and the LP join up with it. Because whether we like it or not, when the PDP needs some opposition to some APC states and they know they don't have a strong presence, they send the ABGA or they send the Labour Party. I mean, the ABGA's presidential candidate was the PDP presidential candidate. So it's as simple as that for me. The PDP has got subsidiaries, which when they join the ranks, they probably will become a lot better and stronger if they are able to organize themselves, if they are able to reach certain concessions like the other parties that joined up to become APC concessions. Because where the issue would come up is who is going to forfeit what, who is getting what. And once they're able to sort those things out, I am sure that the APC will have a stronger voice out there that is putting it on toes.
All right, thank you very much, Kenneth. Conley, now I'm back to you. I'll ask you to give an overview as well. Gbenga gave us his, and Kenneth gave us his, which is a bit different from what Gbenga gave us. So let's see, perhaps a fresh perspective will come from you.
Other speakers have already said, but I strongly believe that if the PDP can put their house in order, they can make a very strong opposition. And like we said, like most members of the current APC, some of them are from the PDP. The PDP has members all over, and the way I'm seeing the new political party in power now, there have been some issues which led to, to loss of power by the PDP, which is of course is happening, is about who get which office. And even the APC as at the moment has not come up to know who is going to be, for example, the Senate presidents or the speakership of the House of Reps. So these are some of the issues that can create acrimony or bitterness among the parties. And when elections is at hand, some of the members of the APC might not get what they intend to. As a result, some of them might go back to the PDP. So I think if the PDP now can put their house in order, maybe if the APC fails to, to unite the party, what happens to them? What happens to the PDP might also happen to the APC. So if the PDP can put their house in order, try to be strong, try to be one voice, and they should, have that reality that they are not in opposition, and I still read some of them still lamenting. Yes, people work against the party. Some of our member betray. They should forget all those stories, and now they should come on table and work and form a formidable opposition, and that's what can let Nigeria take them serious, because at now Nigerians don't take PDP serious, because every day I've not really seen them as a real opposition party, and even sometimes now they are being, like they are kind of liberal in the way they address the government of the day, because some of them are still looking for what they can benefit from the government of the day. So far that they are still thinking of what they can benefit, then I don't see them as a very strong opposition. But if they can put up a very strong opposition, now they should face the reality that they are not in opposition. I think the better, and even some of people who are looking up for to join the political terrain might also go back or be members of the PDP.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. Now let me throw in something very quickly. If I remember correctly, the PDP has said that it is open to a merger, but it is not willing to change the name PDP. Now, if we refer back to the merger that brought about the APC, you will know that no party, none of the legacy parties was APC. So they all came together and they had a new name. But PDP saying we're not willing to let go of the name PDP. Do you think this would be some form of hindrance? I'll start with you, Benga. Hello, Benga.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. To start with, I don't believe that the PDP can be any kind of credible opposition or can be the shelter for any kind of credible opposition in the Nigeria that is coming to emerge. And I'll tell you why. This is a party that has always known power. This is a party that has always existed within power. This is a party whose only lifeblood has been money. Federal contracts, money coming from above, nourishing it and keeping it united.
Yeah,
The
but
party
Benga,
has always
these are
been,
allegations you cannot substantiate. I
well,
would
it is,
please
well,
ask you if you
it's
do
not,
not
it's
have
not
a
allegations
way
really.
to.
Let me
No,
tell
but
you
if you do
why.
not have,
Okay, I'll give
if you do
I'll
not
give you
have a
instance.
way to prove these claims right now on this hangout, I would
Let, let, let me give you
I would ask us
instances.
to
And
probably take another angle.
okay, let me give you instances. This is a party that has that sends ministers. Any state where they don't have a governor, they send a minister that comes from the state. That minister automatically becomes the leader of the party in that state. This is a party that funded the presidential elections with funds coming from committee of friends, people who have benefited from the government. And that's what I mean. That it is not one where there was little meritocracy in how candidates emerged, how it gathered its funds. And that is my issue. Without sacrifice, without giving up spaces, without compromise, you can't build an opposition. And you need a lot of intelligence. You need somebody who will gather everybody together and make everybody commit to an ideal. The PDP has never given us a manifesto to believe in. They've never given us a message that anybody can follow. So that is my issue when I see it can't even exist or be the umbrella for anybody who wants to do opposition politics. This is my advice to those who believe that they want to um, uh, play opposition politics and have a voice. I would suggest that they come together under an umbrella that is untainted, that is built on trust, built on intelligence, and one that ideologically opposes the APC. not about insults, not about uh, uh, raising issues that do not matter, but about ideas. A party that will be built on technocrats. That is the kind of party that I think will oppose the APC and not the current PDP or in whatever format that it wants to come.
Thank you very much. Kenneth, what is your take on this? Kenneth, please unmute yourself.
My take here is that the PDP is capable of becoming a strong opposition in Nigeria, and this is on the basis that change is inevitable. Now, one of the major reasons why PDP lost in the just gone elections was basically because they believed in a status quo. They believed in the fact that they had been doing things the same way for a long time and it was working for them. Even if it was not the most credible thing to do, even if it was not the right thing to do, even if the people did not find it right and correct. The fact it was working for them and they will continue to do it. You had scenarios where you had persons who were of credible character, persons whom across board people liked their leadership styles, people liked the jobs they've done in the past, and people would have loved them to return to office. But the party structure was not flexible enough to recognize those leadership qualities and accept that those persons should be the ones who should represent the party at certain offices. They felt they just had to impose certain things on the party, and that was the undoing for the party. They just held rigidly to what has been working for them for 15, 16 years. Now, that has not worked. They have been moved disgracefully out of power. Disgracefully because across the country, PDP holds sway in just very few places.
Kenneth, before you go on, you appear muted. Sorry, you appear muted.
Okay,
all right, please go
can
on.
you hear me? Great.
Yes, go on.
Now, this can only be possible in Nigeria that PDP becomes an opposition party if they decide to themselves, if they decide to agree that there has to be a paradigm shift, a shift from what has been happening from 1999 to 2015. We readdress ourselves. We need to check what we've been doing wrong and need to and change a lot of things. And once those things change and they begin to put the right people at the right places, they can become a strong opposition party. This is a party since 1999 that its chairman has never finished a term. They are always being removed from office. It should show you that there are a lot of forces that are at play to put PDP where it is. And apparently these forces are not the forces that are driven by the will of the people. Once this change, I'll give you an example, a very strong example. Someone like Frank Nweke Jr. is someone that is tried and tested in the civil service. Someone whom as a federal minister did perfectly well in the job. Someone who ran for the office of Senate and won at the primary level, but was just removed with no reasons at all. I am not a PDP member, but I was irked by that decision. And in a lot of other places, at different levels, from gubernatorial to State House of Assembly to a lot of things, these were the things that happened and people just found disdain in it. People were dissatisfied. It's not like they're not a strong party. I mean, even in the North, where they're complaining now that they were sabotaged, the North voted for the PDP in 2011. So what changed? It simply means that there were factors that moved the interest of the people away from the party. There were factors that made the people realize this party was not one that was going to ensure the welfare of the people. It was one that was not going to ensure the human security of the people. and they thought they just need fresh air, the fresh air that was promised in 2011 and never came. And that's why the people have moved. If tomorrow there's that purge, if tomorrow there's that change, if tomorrow there's a renewed PDP with fresh faces, with faces that can give people confidence, people who have performed, people who can perform, trust me, and they are able to critically and objectively put pressure on this government, there will be a stronger party in the 2019 elections. Like I said earlier in my introduction, they need to rein in their subsidiaries. Forgive me if I call them subsidiaries like I want, but the APGA and the Labour Party, whether we like them or not, have stronger tendencies to work better with a united PDP.
All right, Kenneth. Back to you, Kunle. And now I would like you to weigh in on what I'm about to say. How soon or how quickly does Nigeria's democracy need that opposition? Because from your comments on the Hangout thus far, it doesn't look like there is a strong opposition at this time. And the government has started. APC is already in power. So for the sake of Nigeria's democracy, for the sake of APC performing as they should, and for the sake of Nigeria's progress, how soon and how quickly do we need that opposition? How soon should it happen?
Yes, I think the opposition is now, and we have not really felt the impact of opposition in Nigeria. Although even the government in power, the APC, nothing much has happened now, and even some people. Although I expected some sparks, like immediately that President Buhari, is in power, I should see some sparks in some, in the area of his security. Although, like the military command should relocate to Maiduguri, that is one of the sparks. But we've not really felt that now, and we do not know. And even there is a rumor that the military officers, the commands, they were not quite pleased with that kind of directive. So I've not really seen much. I've seen the president, trying to, liaise with the neighboring countries, and even some people have been accusing him of, liaising with the neighboring country. But I think it's part of his promises during the campaign that he was ready to, work with the neighboring countries. So much on the part of the both dominant, let's say, big political parties in Nigeria, the PDP and the APC. I've not really seen so much sparks, except by the president. The government in power has been promises. Although I understand that it needs some time, to settle in. But in the area of security, for example, because it's like.
Kunle, sorry to butt in there. I'm not sure you understood my question clearly. The question is, how soon do we need a strong opposition in the country?
Yes.
How soon?
It's now. I don't think that should take a month or two, or the opposition should be working starting from May 29. The party is already there. The PDP is already there. Of course, there's no need of maybe they are trying to, I think we should have seen the effect of opposition, and most of the decisions that have been taken, even no matter how little they might be, have been people that have been opposing it, have been member of the public. I've not really seen maybe PDP coming to, I've seen maybe Olisa Mentu, who has spoken, say, well, at the right appropriate time, they will respond to, to that particular policy. But I think they should be working now, because I've never really seen them. The time is now, not that maybe in the next 1 month, in the next 2 months or 3 months or 4. The time should be now.
Thank you very much, Kunle. Gbenga. Hello, Gbenga.
I'm here.
Great. So how soon, for the sake of Nigeria's democracy, how important is it for us to have an opposition party, a strong oppositional party at that?
Well, the APC is a product of the APC emerged as the ruling party right now because it was a strong opposition. So um, our party is one that welcomes opposition. We think it is important that every democracy has a credible and strong opposition to put the ruling party on its toes. We have never preached or said that we were the uh, epitome of intelligence, the know it all. We only ask Nigerians to allow us play our parts, and we expect Nigerians to actually question every move we make, to um, hold us to account, and that is what the opposition should exist for. Hold to account, critique, not just criticize. Critique our moves, understand what exactly it is that we want to achieve, and keep us in line. And that's why I believe that. And I don't think this PDP, as it exists today, is ready for that. I don't think it's ready to oppose with any kind of accountability. Um, what we expect the biggest opposition party or the opposition in Nigeria to do is to take our manifesto, look at every milestone that we hope to achieve. Once we fail on anyone, alert Nigerians about that, advise Nigerians on how they would do it if they were the ruling party, and keep us on our toes. And on the issue of when the opposition should start its work, it's not for us to pick when they start, but it's for us to tell them that whenever they start, they should do it with intelligence and with the fear of God, as Reno Mokiri will always say.
Thank you very much. Kenneth, you have the last remarks on the Hangout. My question to you is, how dangerous is it for APC to run without a strong opposition?
It is very dangerous not to have any opposition at all. Any opposition at all. And this is because for you need a whistleblower, even as an individual. You need someone at any point to critique you, to tell you, oh, you might think you're doing this right, but actually you are not. Or you might think you're the best, but you're just average. Yeah? So at any point at all, the APC would need anyone, someone to be an opposition to it. At the moment, of course, you have opposition parties. You've got the COA, you've got the PDP, you've got the ABGA, you've got the Labour Party, you've got the SDP, and a host of others. But how strong are these regional parties except the PDP? You must understand that before the creation of the APC, you only had regional parties. The ACN in the southwest, the ANPP in the core north, the CPC in some parts of the core north and central Nigeria. You had the ABGA in the southeast, and the PDP was the one true party that was present across the country. With the merger of the CPC, the ANPP, and the ACN, you had the APC, yeah, and it gave it a stronger cross-regional presence. Now the PDP is there, and whether we like it or not, it remains an opposition party out of power. Whether it is strong or not, it ought to continue to critique the government. Now, critiquing the government entails that it is looking at the activities of the government with an even better eye. Because the reason why you would need to critique somebody's work is because you can do it better. It's because if you had the position, you would have done it better. That's why opposition is healthy for governance. Because you are able to put the government in power on its toes. You are able to make it, put pressure on it and make it realize that if it does not deliver, there's another party that can deliver. It was because the APC before the elections was able to convince the people, whether it is true or not, they were able to convince the people that if we were in government, we will be able to do this better. And that convinced the people. There has to be that conviction to the people.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kenneth. I know that I said you have the last remarks, so we've been joined by Matt, who was supposed to have joined earlier, but we'll give him a few seconds to say one or two things. Matt, thank you for joining the Hangout. Basically, we'll be talking about which political party will form the new opposition, and we're wondering if the former ruling party, the PDP, would would assume that role? Is the PDP strong enough to assume that role, or which other party, or perhaps a merger? In a few words, we're actually wrapping up. We should have closed this hangout. But in a few words, what do you make of the situation?
Okay, first of all, I'm sorry for coming late. I had a little bit of hitches on the way while I was getting to the office. But the truth is that while we are considering PDP as an opposition, I think the party has got what it's needed to be able to make to form a solid and formidable opposition for the APC government or APC-led administration. I think the first thing is what is actually happening now. PDP has never been used to losing an election.
Can someone else hear Matt? I can't seem to hear him anymore.
Also, I can hear Matt also.
Matt, are you there? Whoa. Well, unfortunately, we'll just have to wrap up this hangout. Hopefully, maybe before I say the closing remarks, Matt will join. But if not, thank you, gentlemen, for joining the hangout. Of course, it is our hope that a strong opposition will be formed very quickly, as our democracy, if nothing else, needs that. We need to put the APC in check. Of course, next week we hope to look at the Citizens Office. I believe there's a new platform that is about the citizens holding government accountable. So aside from another political party, each and every Nigerian, home and abroad, also has the responsibility to hold the government accountable. Be a good follower, okay? Thank you so much for joining the hangout, gentlemen. Thank you for watching wherever you are.
And Mayowa,
yes.
Let me kindly chip in there that the biggest opposition to the government is the people.
Can you please? Okay, Kenneth, can you please say that again?
Okay, the biggest opposition to the government are the people.
Great. Thank you so much, gentlemen, again. It's been a pleasure. I'm Mayowa Ogundili.